Jefferson County Code Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session. The cause number M329700. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Corey Thomas. Mr. Thomas, your full name is Corey Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, the reason why we brought you in here today is because we have a motion to revoke your probation. And I know that prior to you being placed on probation, you were represented by attorney John West. Okay. But he represented you on that case, you got probation. And since then, the state has filed a motion to revoke your probation. So therefore, first of all, I need to inform you as to what the motion states. And we'll go from there. Now, first of all, the state has filed a motion to revoke your probation. In this motion, it alleged that you, Corey Thomas, was tried on March 31st of 2023, okay, for the offense of evading arrest, detention, a misdemeanor in such date, the said defendant was found guilty and assessed punishment at a term of 180 days in Jefferson County Jail, and a fine of $1,000 in accordance with the provision of Article 42.12 of the Code of Criminal Procedure of the state of Texas. Said confinement was probated for a period of 15 months upon the condition that. Now, there are actually four allegations in this motion. First allegation alleges that you, Corey Thomas, failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office as ordered by the court for the months of March of 2023 as directed in violation of condition 4 of your probation order. Allegation number 2 alleges that you, Corey Thomas, failed to pay court assessed fees as ordered by the court, and as of March 31st of 2023, you were $352 in arrears. And allegation number 3 alleges that you failed to abstain from the use or possession of any drugs except those taken or possessed under doctor's orders as ordered by the court in that on or about June 20th of 2022, that you, Corey Thomas, provided a urine sample for scientific analysis that showed the presence of a metabolic byproducts, THC and PCP, in violation of condition 12 of your probation order. And again, allegation, there's another allegation, number 3, that said Corey Thomas failed to abstain from the use, possession of drugs and accept those taken or possessed under doctor's orders as ordered by the court, in that on February 8th of 2023, you, Corey Thomas, provided a urine sample for a scientific analysis that showed the presence of metabolic byproducts, THC and cocaine, in violation of condition 12 of your probation order. Now, Mr. Thomas, if any one of these are true, then your probation can be revoked. And if your probation is revoked, you can be placed in jail for up to 180 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as a defendant, that document that you have before you states that as a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Do you understand? And number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney to be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And number 3, you may represent yourself. You understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. If you want to waive your right to attorney to represent yourself, you may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. And that waiver is on page 2 of that clipboard. Now, be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you in your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunity relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed with an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. At the bottom of this document, it states defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney, then you'll place your initials on the first line to the left. If you already hired an attorney to represent you, then you will place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you want to apply for court-appointed counsel or a court-appointed attorney, then you will place your initials on the on the third line to the left. If you've already been appointed a court-appointed attorney to represent you in this case, then you place your initials on the third line, on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. Now, if you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, you can place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, you will sign your name on the bottom of this document and today's date. And today's date is June 15th, 2023. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is cause number M329700. Case of South State of Texas versus Corey Thomas. Mr. Thomas, please raise your right hand. Mr. Thomas, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Thomas, you may put your hand down. Mr. Thomas, I have before me a document that is titled Judgment Explanation of Rights of Defense on an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line saying you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, before you sign and initial these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. The attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Peter Dahl. Attorney Dahl will be given information about how to contact you. You also will be given information about how to contact Mr. Dahl. And, oops. Now, Mr. Dahl is going to come out to visit you at the jail. Your case is going to be reset to give Mr. Dahl an opportunity to do that. Now, at this time, Mr. Thomas, you can follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day. This will conclude the calling of the court's jail review docket on today's date, June 15, 2023. And County Court at Law number 2 was set at 9 a.m. Judge Terrence